Welcome to AI Verdict. Listen, if you're totally exhausted from pasting the exact same wall of context into your AI assistant every single day, constantly re-explaining who you are, what the project is, and what tone it needs to use, then this explainer is absolutely for you. Today, we're diving deep into Google's 2026 feature called Gemini Gems. I'm going to show you how to build a custom AI expert in literally 90 seconds. And since this is AI Verdict, we're cutting straight through all that flashy marketing hype to show you what actually works. Right, so let's talk about this shared annoyance. You open up your AI, and before you can get anything useful out of it at all, you have to paste in the exact same instructions you used yesterday. It's honestly like reintroducing yourself to someone with severe amnesia every single time you need help. Why on earth are we doing all this repetitive setup work when the machine is supposedly there to remember things for us? Well, this repetitive, busy work is what we call the AI resetup tax. It's incredibly frustrating, it completely drains your time. But thankfully, Gemini Gems are actually designed to just delete this tedious process from your daily workflow. But to get the absolute most out of them, we really need to understand what they are and, just as importantly, what they aren't. Okay, here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. Demystifying gems. 2. Core capabilities. 3. The 90-second build. 4. The mental shift. 5. Gems versus custom GPTs. And 6, pricing and our final verdict. All right, let's jump right into section 1, demystifying gems. The absolute biggest misconception out there right now is that a gem is some brand new, super smart model. It's not. It runs on your exact same underlying Gemini models you're already used to. The somewhat unglamorous engineering reality is that a gem is basically just a saved system prompt with a friendly face. You write your instructions once, and it remembers your context so you don't have to keep retyping it. So think of it less like hiring a brand new genius and more like hiring a really competent assistant who actually bothered to read their onboarding document. Moving on to section 2, core capabilities. What can these things actually do? It essentially boils down to 3 main things. First, persistent instructions. The sweet spot here is usually between 500 and 2,000 characters. That's specific enough to shape how the AI behaves without making it so bloated that it gets confused. Second, live Google Drive sync, which lets you attach up to 10 files up to 100 megabytes each. And third, built-in tools. Because gems ride on Gemini, they can use its heavy lifting features like deep research or image generation. You can even set a default tool so your specific gem always automatically fires up deep research right from the get-go. But we really need to focus on that live Google Drive sync. Because guys, this is the killer feature. If you link a Drive document, the gem automatically pulls the latest version every single time you chat. You literally never have to re-upload it. Update your messy spreadsheet or your style guide, and boom, your gem is instantly working from the fresh version. If you maintain living documents, this is an absolute game changer. Quick side note here, though. If you're looking to build really complex tools, like applications that need distinct user roles, admin panels, or payment integrations like Stripe or Adyen, you'll want to step up to a platform like Autocoder.cc. That handles your front end, back end, and databases all at once. It's a fantastic next step beyond basic prompts. But for everyday, standard workflow automation, gems are exactly where you start. Okay, section 3, the 90-second build. Building a gem requires 0 coding. And here is the exact workflow to get an AI expert running in a minute and a half. Head over to Gemini on the web. Creation is web only for now, though you can use them on your phone later. Click Explore Gems, then New Gem. Give it a name, write out your specific instructions, and set some hard boundaries, like never use corporate filler. Oh, and if your instructions feel a little thin, hit the rewrite button. Gemini will beautifully expand them into a tighter structure. Next, attach your files straight from Google Drive under the Knowledge section. Finally, and this is absolutely crucial, click Save. Do not just rely on the preview window because it won't auto-save. Save it first, then test and tweak it right there in the preview. Section 4, the mental shift. Because setup is that easy, the real value here is fundamentally changing how you approach your workflow. You have to stop doing every single task yourself and start managing a small bench of specialized AI assistants. You're the manager now. What does that look like in the real world? Well, marketers can build a gem that's permanently synced to their brand voice guide. Support teams can hook one up to a living product FAQ, so the replies are always perfectly consistent. And developers, they can wire up a code reviewer that intimately knows the house style. Now time for a little AI verdict skepticism. Google is definitely going to quote massive 4x to 5x productivity gains.
Honestly, treat those stats as vendor-supplied marketing. The real, reliable benefit you're going to see isn't some magical multiplier. It's simply the complete removal of that super annoying resetup tax every time you open a new chat. That's the real win.
Section 5, Gems versus Custom GPTs. Let's see how they compare.
They're basically ecosystem cousins, but with key differences. Gems absolutely win on integration, specifically that live sync with Google Drive. Custom GPTs let you upload up to 20 files, but they're just static snapshots. However, custom GPTs definitely hold the advantage for actions right now. They can connect to external APIs and services, which Gems can't do natively from the interface just yet. As for community, Google has a public gallery with over 10,000 community-made gems, but unlike the GPT store, there's no monetized marketplace for them right now.
All right, Section 6, Pricing and Verdict. This is super important because almost every article out there is quoting outdated numbers from old keynotes. The reality for 2026? Verified gems are now included on the free tier at exactly $0. This directly undercuts ChatGPT, which forces you onto a paid plan just to build custom models. Here's the full pricing ladder. While the free tier gets you in, the limits are now compute-based rather than fixed daily prompts. A massive coding request burns more of your allowance than a simple text reply. If you need more power, AI Plus is $7.99 a month, AI Pro is $19.99, and AI Ultra scales from $99.99 up to $200. Basically, you only need to upgrade if you're really hammering the AI with heavy workflows every single day. But as your impartial guide, I've got to give you the honest caveats. First, privacy. If you're on Workspace, your data stays in your org and isn't trained on shared models. But please, never upload highly regulated data or secrets. Second, they're only as good as your instructions, and yes, they can still confidently hallucinate, so always verify. And finally, missing features. There is no public API to call gems programmatically, and they don't work in Gemini's voice mode just yet. So here's our final verdict. Gemini Gems won't magically make the AI smarter, but they will completely delete the most tedious part of using AI, re-explaining yourself over and over. That live drive sync is incredibly powerful for living documents. It takes 90 seconds to set up and costs $0 to start. Head to Gemini.google.com, open Explore Gems, and try building one right now. Ultimately, as these custom assistants become entirely free and accessible, the real question isn't what task you'll automate today. It's whether the skill of managing a fleet of AI assistants will soon become way more valuable than doing the actual work yourself. Thanks for joining me on this explainer,